What's up, guys? This is Jack, and welcome to my second episode on introducing sports in Vancouver. So today I want to talk about the indoor climbing that I recently did with my mother. I did manage to get a few shots around the gym, the overall environment, how was the experience like, but I mainly spoke Mandarin with my mother because she couldn't understand much of the English. So in this episode, I will mainly do voiceovers instead of a live introduction. I also wanted to point out that I didn't get the full shot because I was informed that the gym is not allowed with a GoPro or any other action camera on while climbing because they might fall down and hit someone. So unfortunately, I didn't get enough footage, but there is certain footage I can show, like it's around one climb to the top. And I will do voiceovers in this footage. But yeah, let's get into it.
The gym is located around Science World, Vancouver, and this is the overview of the gym. The normal rates for the gym is $27 and a $12 for renting harness fee. You can also bring your own harness and shoes for a more professional experience. In my case, I have rented these harness since I don't regularly climb. The harness do require a little effort to be put on. However, their condition are very new, so the safety is definitely guaranteed. The employee in the gym did a very comprehensive job in introducing the gym. She explained many rules in the gym and how to get started as a beginner to indoor climbing. The employees also introduced us to a very beginner-friendly area for us to climb. What you see here in the picture is a beginner area that is dedicated for young or first-time climbers, as there are a automatic zip line that when you fall, the machine at the very top will handle you slowly and descend you to the ground. This is not the case in the more advanced area of the gym, which I find is understandable, but also very confused, because the user would have to manually descend the person on the top. You will always need a partner to watch you when you climb, and to also call them all the time if you need help or if you need to stay in the air for a bit. You need to always alert them, which I find is very unnecessary. However, this is the manual way for climbing. I guess this is also very close to the nature of how to climb in the real world as rock climbing. And so I understand the experience is to recreate this experience that you're actually climbing in the wild. However, the beginner area, which this also makes the beginner area very limited, as there are only around 6 lanes that is dedicated for beginners. And so my mother and we only tried on the first 3 lanes, as the second 3 lanes were occupied by by other users. Going on the beginner area may seem very easy at first. There are a lot of steps you can climb on. There are a lot of holding points for you, dedicated and very easy, because this is designed to be for beginners. However, you may drain your energy very fast, very quickly, because you are climbing too fast. And this is, I think, a very common mistake in beginners. As I asked, you're supposed to be taking it easy and climb slowly as you can to avoid excessive drain of energy. But instead, I was going very, very fast at first, so I just ended up with only 3 tries at the top before I feel completely exhausted. So I kept on climbing until there is 1/5 left to the top, and I wasn't thinking much that I got stuck. I should just be descending to the ground. And I will show you how this machine will help you descend. The machine will protect you all the way until the ground. However, you are supposed to be facing the wall at all times during your descendants. If you're not facing the wall and if you're facing the opposite direction, you might bump yourself in the head and ended up getting a concussion. So it is very important that you do not panic at first when you're trying to descend, because it's people's first instinct to not let go when you're that high above the ground. Once you conquer this fear, however, it is not very hard to do it multiple times afterwards. It's just the first time that is very scary, and I was hesitating for around like half a minute, and then I eventually let go, and the machine worked very well, and I landed on my butt. Here I was pointing at the other advanced users who are using a harness that is dedicated for rock climbing and to descend you off the ground manually. It is a very traditional way that one person have to stay on the ground and wait for commands. I think it is a very real experience, or a real world or real mountain experience. However, it is very not advised to be tried in the first time by beginners, because you are not familiar with what to do with these harnesses. As you can see, I was trying out the other color in the same lane, as it is a harder challenge. The shape of these rock that is for climbing is very different than the one I have used, which is the black one. The purple one has various shapes, and many of them even is just a small point that I do not dare to step my foot on them. And the purple lane, I have gone up to the one half of the height, and further on I could not figure a way to get myself up, because the shape of the purple rock was just very weird at the top. So it took me a minute to figure out that the other purple rocks were on the other side of the cliff, and that I have to coordinate with both left side and the right side of the rocks. As you can just see, the shape of the purple rock is just a totally different difficulty level. You cannot grab on as perfect as the black and green one, so I got stuck in the middle of the air. So here I'll just show my effort that I've put in to climb on the purple rock. Here I was talking and discussing with my mother about how hard the purple rock was. So in this part I will demonstrate for the advanced climbers of how they use their harness to manually descend them. I was also telling her about how we are the easiest and the most beginner level that we can climb, because for the more advanced climbers, the shape of the cliff is altered as well. So to conclude to this video, I want to start by saying I would definitely recommend indoor climbing as a sport that you can try out in Vancouver, because it is very good for your core muscles and your coordination for your arms and legs, and also it trains the patience of people, that when you get stuck, you should calm down and try to figure out a way to counter this issue by maybe taking another route and figuring out how to escape from this situation. And so therefore I think it is a very fun sport, but for me personally it's very exhausting, and I think it's just a very tough sport to manage, and I respect anyone who can master the sport of indoor climbing or rock climbing in general.